That's a good intro, right? We're back here on Weather Command.
It's going to make me look like I really know what I'm talking about. But the NFL playoffs. So we kick off the wild card weekend this weekend on Fox.
It's an important weekend. Football fans around. Saturday, the Carolina Panthers are going to host the LA Rams at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Then on Sunday, the Eagles will be hosting the San Francisco 49ers. That's going to take place in Philly at Lincoln Financial. But here on Fox Weather, the true host, it's always Mother Nature. And depending on which game we're talking about, well, Mother Nature's not going to be the most welcoming host, Marissa.
Yeah, she can be complicated and fickle. We have Outkick writer Matt Reigle joining us to help break down this weekend's matchup. So, Matt, welcome in. Good morning. Let's start with the rematch from Week 13. We had the Panthers beat the Rams. That was 31-28. They're going to face off again tomorrow night, that game in Charlotte. We've got some thunderstorms in the forecast. So, do you expect a lower scoring game this time around, given the storm chance?
Yeah, good morning. That's an interesting question. You know, it's funny, too. I don't think anyone, if you'd asked us a year ago, would we see the Panthers in a playoff game? I think it would have been an absolute no, but here we are. And yeah, it's going to be in Charlotte. Obviously, that's outside. The Rams are used to playing in a dome. So, hey, maybe some of that bad weather will have a factor in the game. Thunderstorms, I don't know so much. Maybe we'll get a stoppage or a delay or something like that. That could shake things up maybe a little bit, kill some momentum for whoever was kind of controlling the game at that point. But I think that'll be an interesting one to watch. Like I said, we haven't seen the Panthers on a stage like this in a while. And you've got the Rams with a bit of a tough test. I think they're one of the teams that people think could really make a run, and they've got a tough test on the road, outside. Like I said, they're usually used to the friendly confines of the domed SoFi Stadium. So I think that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, they're going to be put out in the element. So the Rams, they're favored to win by more than 10 points. I don't know. Who are you favoring? Who do you like in this matchup this go around?
I still think you got to go with the Rams. The Panthers kind of lucked into this a little bit, sub 500. They play in a pretty lousy division, so you still got to go with the Rams. I don't know that the weather's going to be able to beat them that bad.
All right, no, that's good, because I would imagine having that air-conditioned SoFi Stadium it's pretty easy to play in a stadium like that.
In a weather-controlled studio.
Yeah, no doubt. Actually, the next game, we've been talking about all these games being outdoors this week.
Yeah.
This weekend, the Bears are going to host the Packers in Chicago for the nightcap. The rain expected to clear, but probably going to have some wind. So a question, when you look at advantages when it comes to the wind, does that play a role, especially between the Packers and the Bears? Who do you like?
Yeah, what a gift to have the Packers and the Bears in the opening round of the playoffs. I mean, it's one of the best rivalries in football, one of the best in sports, and anytime we get it, it's a treat. I think it's going to be super interesting. They played twice recently, twice in December, and they split those. Packers won the first time, Bears won the second. Big key factor is going to be the Packers are without edge rusher Micah Parsons. That's a huge loss, and I think that's obviously a huge benefit to the Bears. Gives Caleb Williams a little more time with the ball when he drops back. And this is his first time on the playoff stage, so that's going to be interesting. As far as the weather, I think obviously Chicago wind. If the game comes down to maybe a late field goal, I think that's where things could get really, really interesting. We've seen it before. I don't know if you remember the infamous double doink that decided an Eagles-Bears game a few years ago. But yeah, wind's going to be interesting. Anytime the ball goes in the air, especially Caleb Williams likes to throw it deep, that could get interesting. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I think that's the game I'm looking forward to most this weekend, and not just because my wife's a Packers fan and I grew up a Bears fan, and it gets interesting in our house. But.
What a treat, and the fact that the two games they've played during the regular season, they split them.
Yeah, it's always fun when you can get the in-house rivalry, right? But you mentioned the Eagles, so I want to take it to the next game, because Sunday we have the Philly Eagles taking on the San Francisco 49ers. We've got wind in the forecast with this particular matchup, so the question is, can the defending champs make run, or do you like the 49ers to advance?
This is an interesting one too. And the 49ers just missed out on home field advantage. I bet they wish they had it right now. But, they do have Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. In a windy game like that, probably benefit from keeping the ball on the ground a little bit. But conversely, the Eagles have Saquon Barkley. So I think we're going to see some really strong rushing games on both sides. So it might come down to the defenses who can stop it. Because like I said, if it's going to be windy, probably best to keep the ball on the ground just to minimize any nonsense that could happen.
All right, one quick question before we have to leave. We've got a game in New England. The Chargers, they're not a team that's really used to playing in some nasty weather when San Diego is one of the best cities to live in when it comes to a climate. I mean, if you like low 70s, which I think all of our homes are set at that temperature inside. But what about the Patriots and Chargers? What's your thoughts on that game?
You know, it's like one of the great debates in football. A dome team going outside, they play in the same stadium as the Rams do, and I don't know how it couldn't be a factor because they play half their games inside where the variables are nice and controlled. Especially, like I said, when the ball goes in the air, you have to kick a field goal. I like the Patriots. I think the Patriots are on a heater as of late. They've been great this season. Drake May has been a machine, and we've seen it many times. The weather in Foxborough can be pretty brutal. So I think that's definitely an edge for the Patriots, especially if the conditions are cold or, get a little windy or something like that. So I'm looking at the Patriots for that one.
All right. Well, you'd be on board with some of the voices in studio who would argue the Patriots are red hot. Hey, thanks for helping us break that down. Outkick writer Matt Reigle. Enjoy the games this weekend. Have fun and always appreciate your insight.
Will do. Thank you guys very much.
Of course. And as we get through the morning, just that reminder that we've got the matchups this weekend on Fox. Wild Card weekend. It's a big one, and it kicks off in Charlotte tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern with the LA Rams taking on the Carolina Panthers. Then on Sunday at 4, the San Francisco 49ers travel to Philly. They're going to take on the Eagles, only on Fox. You're not going to want to miss it.